Do you know that moment when somebody stops you to ask you about your perfume because you smell good and you pull out the list and the list is long and the steps are crazy and you start telling them, I layered this with this and then I went and did this and I did 3 sprays of this and then 7 of... If you don't know, if you haven't been in this situation, you need to see this video. You need to watch this video until the end. If you have been in that situation, I have been in that situation, you still need to watch this video because you might learn a few new tricks. And that is why layering is not for the weak, it's for the brave, like you and me here present. But what is layering? You might wonder, maybe you're here for the first time and you're thinking, what is she talking about? Well, layering is mixing scents. Scents can come from body lotion, oils, body spray, perfumes, you name it. You can mix 2, 3, 4, but I would not recommend mixing more than 3 fragrances at a time. Rule number 1, and the only one that I would tell you to care about, and that's for a very good reason, but of course you can break it. I mean, any rule when it comes to layering can be broken at your own risk, of course, because layering is all about experimenting and playing and having fun with it. So the first rule is having the stronger, let's say woodier, sweeter, overall stronger perfume out of the 2. Let's say you're going with 2 fragrances. You're layering 2 perfumes at the same time. So first, you put the stronger one. Because if you put first the weaker one, then the weaker one will just get lost in there somewhere underneath. So first start with the stronger one, and then put the weaker one on top. And in that way, you'll be able to smell both. Maybe keep in mind that if the first one is much stronger in comparison, just add less sprays and put more sprays of the weaker one on top. Number 2, reasons to layer. Either you want to enhance an aspect of your fragrance or you want to kill it. You want to diminish it because you don't like it. Sometimes you don't realize this when you buy a fragrance, and in time, when you wear it, something is bothering you or you feel like something is not enough. So you want to add to it. So let me give you an example. I have Black Opium here. Glitter. This is the new one. And for me, this fragrance is not sweet enough. There are like a lot of white florals. There is coffee. There's a little bit of vanilla, but I wish there was more. So how can I lose the opportunity of talking about my own fragrance here? How? You can layer these 2. So you can layer Tempt Me Not, my fragrance with Navitus, with Black Opium glitter. And together they will create this beautiful white floral, vanilla, caramel, and coffee mix. I mean, beautiful. Or let's say you want to tone down an aspect. Let's say we got Lira and we think Lira is a little bit too vanillic, too sweet, too heavy because it's summer and it's hot and I cannot wear this thing and I need something to tone it down to like diminish that sweet aspect. Then I'm gonna layer it with Orange Sanguine. Now, Orange Sanguine is of course about oranges. It's still sweet. It will match the vibe. And let's say I'm gonna go light on the sprays with Lira and heavier on Orange Sanguine, and I'm gonna create a new scent that is perfect for summer. There are brands that have implemented this mindset of layering into their philosophy. So we have Jo Malone, for example. You can layer most of their fragrances. We have Kayali. They also even give advice on what to layer with what, and it's a great marketing strategy. So it helps the brand sell more fragrances, and it's also fun for the customer to be able to play with these scents and combine them. Now, what to layer with what and what not to layer. This is a hard one. So of course you can layer similar things. If we have vanilla fragrances and they're pretty similar, they will go well together. If we have woody fragrances, with woody fragrances is actually a little bit tricky because they can become a little bit overwhelming. Woody notes can be a little bit overwhelming. But in general, similar fragrances will go well together. So I'm going to give you an example. This is an easy one. Gris Charnel and Gris Charnel Extrait. Of course, they will go well together. They will complement each other, obviously, but they will not create something totally new. They will not create something you haven't smelled before because, of course, they will still stay in the same area. Here comes the fun part. You can layer opposites. There is a wheel, but I feel like the wheel is a little bit hard to understand. I'm going to try to put them on the screen, what you can layer with what. You will see if you look at note breakdowns, a lot of combinations repeated over and over again by perfumers, different brands, because they just go together. You will see oud and rose repeated over and over again. You will see vanilla in almost everything because vanilla goes well with almost everything. And it's a good base for most perfumes. Even the ones that don't mention it sometimes still have vanilla in them. Then you will have combinations like oud and forest fruits. Again, it's like a classic combination by now. And if you try that on your own, you will be successful because that's a combination that goes well. You will see citruses and aromatic notes a lot of times. Of course, citruses again go with woody notes, with florals. So you can find them in a lot of mixes and usually in the top notes because they tend to disappear quite easy. That is why if you have a citrusy fragrance, put it on top. Don't put it at the bottom of your layering. If you love to wear wood, for example, which is pretty harsh in my opinion, it's hard to wear sometimes. It depends on everyone's taste. You can make it sweeter with vanilla. Of course, that's like a mix that everyone does. Then you can add fruits. Fruits go really well with oud. You can add florals even. It depends on the florals, of course. Sweeter notes tend to balance the wood really well because even honey, but of course honey can be animalic, wood is animalic, so then you don't want to go too much into that direction maybe, or maybe you do. And a great layering example when it comes to opposites is this combo that I got here that is not even my idea. So I kind of stole it, but let's not talk about that. But this is amazing. This combo is amazing, amazing, amazing. I'm not even exaggerating. It's probably the best layering combo that I've ever tried. I didn't come up with this, okay? I'm not claiming ownership, but I'm just saying it's good. If you have these two fragrances, just try it. Try it and thank me later. So, the fragrances are Gris Charnel, not the Extrait, the OG. So this is like a spicy tea fruity fragrance. Okay, very cozy, beautiful, unisex, elegant, refined, blah blah blah. Beautiful. I mean, blah 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 doesn't mean I don't love it. I love it. And you layer it with Ani, the OG, which is a vanilla, spicy, citrusy fragrance. You would think first, like, these two do not work together, but they do. They do, and they do. When it comes to spraying technique, what I do, and I know not everyone does the same, I put them one on top of the other. I just spray the first one, wait a little bit, and then spray the second one. Or you can spray right away. Nothing will happen. Just don't rub it. Other people put one here and come with the other one like a little bit, like just sort of next to it, but they don't actually layer the fragrances. I've tried that as well. The scent bubble, the trail will be sort of the same, but the mix is not that blended as it is when you actually layer them. So I would recommend that you layer them, like put them one on top of the other. Again, make sure you put the stronger one underneath and all that, and make sure you don't exaggerate, and make sure you try the layering first, maybe on a piece of paper or on a little bit of skin, just like one puff and one puff, just so you don't go crazy with the sprays and then it's too late and then you have to go or whatever, you have to start your day and you smell weird. We don't want that. But of course, if you're layering and if it becomes a habit, like for me, I layer a lot, and sometimes it will be a fail. I mean, sometimes it will smell slightly weird or off. It depends on the fragrance you use. Like if you have really weird fragrances in your collection, let's say you have really unique fragrances, really complex as well, those do not usually layer that well, or at least not with everything. The perks and joys of layering. Of course, first of all, creating your unique fragrance. I mean, what are the chances that someone else thought about the same combination as you and you will bump into them and both of you will smell the same? Close to zero. Increasing the longevity, sillage, and projection of your fragrance, especially when it comes to layering with oils and body lotions. If you would like to see a video about my favorite layering combos, please let me know because I was actually planning to do it, but I'm not exactly sure if you're interested. Make sure you like this video and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time with another video. Bye-bye.